am the divine play guru. I want to divinely play with you. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this video. I have been divinely playing for millions of years. Now it's your turn to come and divinely play with me. Why would you want to? Well, divine play brings a power to change. And trust me, change is needed by all. Yeah, it might be resisted by some of you, but it's needed by all. And if you know about this channel, you know that I'm here to help you to welcome the change. Why do I want to do that? Because you, my friend, are a powerful creator. And in being the creator that you are, you bring change. And it will be easier for you to be that powerful creator if you welcome the change. Not if you're dragged along behind the boat of change, face first into the ocean, but instead if you're on the boat of change and you're sipping a beer and you're looking out at the scenery. Get on the boat of change. It's where all the good stuff happens. And trust me when I say change is calling you because of the fact that you're a physical human. Because of the fact that you came here wanting to live a life that you chose. It's calling you. You can let it drag you, or you can get on the boat. And I'm going to show you how using divine play to get on the boat of change is so easy. And more importantly, divine play allows you to come to change being led to what feels great divinely. Now come on, you're going to want change if I can guarantee that it's going to feel great divinely, right? Right. Okay, so let's consider play for a moment. Think about children. Dictionary definition, playing in the playground. They're so present in the moment. They're playing for play's sake. They're not trying to do anything. They're not trying to achieve anything. They're just doing what feels good. They're climbing, they're rolling, they're spinning, they're jumping, they're swinging, they're sliding. And they're stopping when something else feels better, and then they're doing that until something else feels good. But in the play, they are exploring, and they are getting to feel and understand how their body moves, how it works, how it feels. And they're learning through those experiences of play. Some might say they're learning faster and learning more through play. Now, divine play is similar. Divine play is coming at you and bringing you to a plethora of experiences. It's packing them in. This is where the power comes from, because in a moment of experiencing divine play with me, you are being shown. You are being encouraged to taste a multitude of experiences, all of which are going to allow you to explore, to understand, to express in those experiences, and to discover a little bit more. A little bit more about what? A little bit more about the life that you want to live. A little bit more about you and how you want to live the life you want to live. So if you're a person who has experienced change and is a little bit resistant of that, maybe you are somebody who's gone, oh, I've done enough change, thanks very much, I don't want any more, then this is what you need to hear. You need me. You need me, and you need to experience divine play with me. So I want to talk to you about the spiral of change. Okay? Most of us are here in the middle of the circle. And when change comes calling, which it does, always, because you are a creator, and in being a creator, you are creating change. Whether you are creating change by choosing to have children or not, whether you are creating change by choosing the job you want to do, whether you are creating by choosing a beer or a glass of wine, you're still creating change. And it's easy to feel good when the creation of change is small. It's easy to feel good and think, oh, I'm not a creator, when you're not noticing it. But if you can start to accept the powerful creator that you are, you will start to see the change that you welcome and the change that you potentially don't. So we've all had experiences where change has come a-calling, and it's dragged us behind that boat towards wherever it is we're going. You're in the middle of the circle and you're jumping to the next ring of change. And that can feel really impactful, and it can be a real stark change, and it can feel not very good for some of us. Other of us love that stark change and we get a bit of a buzz off it, a bit of a high. But others of us, we need to settle after the change. So around and around that circle we go, and we can fall into something that's called a divine holding pattern. And in that divine holding pattern we can get stuck because, I just need to settle a bit longer. That impactful jump of change was a bit too much for me, I'm not quite ready. But in that divine holding pattern you're still feeling and hearing the call of change because it's a constant. Change is in fact the only constant. I can feel that some of you are going to feel the ick in that. I don't want to consistently change. But yet you are. You are consistently changing. Maybe it's time to welcome it in. And that's hard to do if you've experienced the jump. You can get stuck in that divine holding pattern for months, for years, for decades, for lifetimes. It's not what I want for you. Because it will feel ick. Part of you is being called to change and the other part of you is holding on to the rails and not going in the same direction. Now imagine being dragged behind the boat face first into the water while you're still holding on to the shore. That's how bad it can get. I don't want that for you. There is another way. Think about the spiral of change. You're here now, in the middle, and change comes calling, and you start to slowly spiral. And it doesn't matter how big the spiral is or how fast it's moving. It can be teeny tippy toes towards change, or it can be big giant strides, and it will be different at different times. But I can guarantee that through divine play and divine dance, that it's always going to feel good. Now again, some of you are going to go, but I don't want continual change. That's because you've experienced the jump. What if I am here to tell you that it doesn't have to be that stark? It doesn't have to be that ick. It doesn't have to be anything other than feels good. Then you'd want the change. Heck, it doesn't have to be anything other than feels great divinely. Then you'd want to get on the spiral of change. Not only is it going to feel good for you, so you're going to love living your life, so you're going to welcome in more and more change. It's going to mean that that spiral gets bigger than it ever could with the jumps. Ever could. So you're going to welcome more change. You're going to bring more change. And why is that important for me? Because the change that you bring brings you to more of you. When you're living your life as divinely more of you, you're going to love living your life. And when you love living your life, you are going to impact those closest to you. They're going to love living their life more. And you're going to bring impact and influence to those who you share this world with. That'd be me. Thanks. That is one of the reasons that I want you to love living your life. That is one of the reasons I want you to welcome the change. So let's take a moment and see if we can feel into divine play. It's going to swoop in now. It's going to tickle your cells. Change occurs at a cellular level, right? Can you feel it? What does it feel like? Maybe you can't feel it. Don't panic. Let it build. There's going to be many opportunities for you to come divinely play with me. So if you can't feel it here in this snippet of an experience, come to a class. Allow me to turn the volume up for you. Just allow yourself in this moment to be intrigued. Divine play is allowing you to experience change. Is it the change that you want? Maybe. Is it the change that you need? Maybe. But you can divinely trust one thing, and it is the change that's going to feel great divinely. And this is important to you. That's why it feels great divinely to you. Now sometimes to welcome in continued change, you're going to need to do the same thing over and over again. Boring. Is it though? What if the same thing was doing until it feels great divinely? Go back to those kids in the playground. They're not bored. They're going from one thing that feels good to another thing that feels good to another thing that feels good. The constant, the same thing, is that it feels good. But every experience under that banner is different. There's no boring here. There's only what feels great divinely. Divine play welcomes in change. It actually helps divine change. And it does so by taking the wheel. It brings you to experiences, so many of them packed into a moment, but also experiences that you didn't know existed or would never have got to. Imagine somebody driving you on a route to what feels great divinely, and maybe they're not taking the route that you think they should. Maybe they're not even going in the direction you think they should, but you take your hands off the wheel and you let divine play lead you. And in that leading, you're going to explore, and you're going to be brought to understanding, and you're going to be brought to expression of what feels great divinely. And in that, you're going to catch yourself. It's almost like a sense that there's divinely more of you. It's almost like a whiff of you. Could I be over there? Could there be more to life than the life I'm living? And that doesn't have to mean that you hate your life. I love my life. But there's always more love, right? There's always more love. So divine play and divine dance, they divinely infuse set energies to help divine change. What does that mean? It means that they bring energies to your cells, to your non-physical cells. Now your non-physical cells make up your soul. Your non-physical cells make up those inner being threads that ripple out from your soul, servicing every single cell in your body. Those inner being threads carry the truth of you. They carry the blueprint of how each cell is designed to be and to work. They carry the blueprint of perfect form and function for every single cell in your body. That's important. We want those inner being threads to be tip-top. Your non-physical cells also make up your energetic holdings. Now you wanted these, you designed these, you created these and brought these with you because they power up the change that you most want to create. And you did want to create change when you came. I'm saying it again. You came down here with good reason. You came down here to live the life you wanted to live. And in that alone, you want to create a life you wanted to live. So you could love the life you wanted to live. So you've got these energetic holdings made up of these non-physical cells, and maybe they need to be in tip-top shape. Maybe they're going to power the change that you're going to bring. How about the non-physical cells of your energetic minds? Are you a person who gets stuck in spirals of thoughts, gets sucked down a rabbit hole of emotion, can't let go of an argument, can't let go and choose love? Are you a person who's trapped in fear scenarios and fear experiences? Then maybe there's a shift that's needed in your energetic minds. Good thing is that divine play and divine dance also bring energy, the energy of change to your physical self. Sorry, that's the cat. And this is where some of you will tune back in. Your physical cells of your body, your heart cells, your bone cells, your muscle cells. Now if there are cells that are not working as they're designed to work, there's going to be an imbalance. Maybe there's a tension being held. Maybe they're not quite working as they could do. Maybe there's a pain somewhere. You can be damn sure that divine play wants to get rid of that, because it's leading you to what feels great divinely. Why? Because that's the greatest good for your physical container. That's the greatest good for yourself, for all of you. And you get back to divinely catching yourself again. There's that sense of me that there is more. to life than the life I'm living. I'm not here to endure lower back pain. I'm not here for that lower back pain to stop me getting down on the floor and playing with my children or my grandchildren. I'm not here for that back pain to make me go, do you know what, I would go ice skating, but actually I think I'll watch for today. You're here in this one opportunity to live a physical life, so let's experience it. Let's live it. So what do? Well, in these sessions, in these opportunities where you experience divine play and divine dance with my energy, I'm going to bring you and show you how to experience without directing, to take the hands off the wheel, to expect with expectation, to know that change is being brought to you and shown to you on a buffet, but that you're not going to drive which one or where you go or what you want out of it. You're going to take your hands off the wheel. I'm going to show you how to do without trying, so that divine play can lead you towards what feels great divinely. Remember, divine play has got this. Divine play is going to show you more change than you could possibly welcome if it wasn't there. So what to expect? What to expect from me? Well, expect something totally unique. Expect something that is like nothing else out there. Why? Because divine play demands spontaneity. It demands rule breaking. It demands no shoulds. It demands for my live classes to be different every week. Or maybe not. Or maybe yes. It demands that it's going to take you to what feels great divinely. That you are going to experience with me in these live classes. You're going to want to be a part of this. You're going to experience high energies. You're going to experience what divinely feels good for you. And you're going to understand, if you want to, what that means. There is one thing that you can divinely trust, and that is that divine play and divine dance are taking you to what feels great divinely for good reason. And that's because it's important to you. It's important to you to lead you towards divinely more of you. It's important to you to lead you towards a life that you love living. It's important to you because you are the powerful creator that you are. And therefore, it's important to all of those around you. And therefore, it's important to all that you share this universe with. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to turn up the volume on connection between as many of you as come to this live class. Now that doesn't mean the connection has to be understood. It doesn't mean you have to see each other and know each other and feel each other. It just means that in turning up the volume on connection, I can bring shared experiences. I can bring, with divine play and divine dance, an increase in the number of experiences. I can bring more experience for you. And in the more experience, that means you're going to feel more. You're going to understand more. You're going to be able to explore more. And therefore, you're going to be able to experience divinely more of you. And when you guys experience divinely more of you, you're going to be able to experience a love of your living. It's a beautiful circle of love that exists between the two. When you love your living, you welcome yourself towards divinely more of you. When you're divinely more of you, you love your living even more, and around we go. And that is not only for you, but that ripples out from your soul. It calls others to the same circle of love. Talk about impactful. Talk about positive influence upon those that you love and those that you've never met. Trust me guys, when I say you're going to want to subscribe, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, because you're going to want to know when I'm doing these live classes. Heck, you're going to want to come along to classes in person with me. So subscribe now. Let me know what you thought of this video. And come divinely play with me.